greatest revenge is not about proving them wrong. It is about living so fully that their envy becomes a constant shadow. Now consider this for a moment. Chosen one, the very individuals who laughed when you had nothing, will soon be straining to see the brightness of your sudden ascent. They believed you were trapped in lack, bound to merely survive. But wealth, rapid and undeniable wealth, is going to change the entire narrative. Envision them scrolling through their feeds, attempting to emulate the life of someone they once ridiculed, gagging on the irony that the person they underestimated is now operating on a level they cannot even pretend to reach. That is the visceral impact of your success. It is not delivered with words, not with vengeance, but with evidence that is impossible to ignore. And here is the reality they refuse to accept. Over 70% of those who win the lottery lose everything within 5 years. Not because money carries a curse, but because money reveals what was underdeveloped within them. Wealth in the wrong hands turns into a weapon of self-ruin. But wealth in the hands of the chosen, it becomes an instrument of change, a generational shift that breaks poverty, alters legacies, and quiets every last doubt. That is the reason your delay was never a refusal. It was a divine plan. And thank you, chosen one, for being present here in this space. Do not forget to share this message by clicking like and subscribing, because this is not merely a channel, it is a collective movement. It is our duty to spread the light, to lift each other up, and to overpower the sound of envy with the frequency of alignment. Thank you for being a part of this force, chosen one. You are not an observer, you are a soldier in this mission, and together we rise. Now let us return to what is happening right before your eyes. You might be sensing a peculiar calm, almost as if life has been preparing you for something entirely new. Perhaps you have found yourself checking your bank application, even though you know only a few dollars remain. Perhaps you have observed how individuals near you are behaving strangely, detecting a shift in your energy before you have even seen it yourself. That is not chance. That is confirmation. This is not about money dropping into your lap simply for your comfort. This is about alignment, purpose, and speed. The universe has been updating your internal system, testing your patience, eliminating your ego, and challenging your self-control. Because sudden wealth is not just about numbers, it is about character. If wealth had arrived too early, it would have fed your insecurities. But now it will fuel your mission. You have been prepared in ways you did not even realize. Think about it. When others were taking shortcuts, you were being refined. While they were boasting, you were in silence, learning restraint, healing old wounds, mastering self-discipline. Those periods where you felt held back, unseen, or undervalued, that was the training field. Because sudden wealth does not just alter your bank balance, changes your entire arena. It increases your influence, your opportunities, and your temptations. And only the chosen can carry that without crumbling under the pressure. This transformation that is approaching will bewilder people. One moment they will be overlooking you. The next they will be looking for guides on how to appear successful without seeming envious. They will pretend to congratulate you while quietly wondering how you managed it. And the truth will hurt them. The wealth was not luck. It was timing. It was discipline. It was favor. And chosen one, let me pose this to you. What if the silence you have been moving through was not emptiness but insulation? What if the quiet years were God pulling you away from parasites who would have consumed your abundance? That is why you lost some friends. That is why certain doors remained closed when you pleaded with them. You were not being ignored. You were being concealed until the system could no longer control your worth. You see, sudden wealth is not just about purchasing power. It is about spiritual power. It is about influence that changes generations. That is why this message is not about boasting, but about confirmation. You are not merely receiving money. You are becoming a movement in human form. And that is why the opposition is in panic, because nothing frightens them more than a chosen one with both wisdom and resources. So prepare yourself. This is larger than status. It is larger than lifestyle. This is about proof. Proof that alignment is rewarded. Proof that discipline brings results. Proof that when the chosen enter into abundance, it does not just appear attractive. It shakes the very foundation. And you, chosen one, are about to become the living evidence. Number one, when sudden wealth arrives, it is not a prize, it is a judgment. The harshest punishment for your enemies is not watching you remain poor. It is being compelled to watch you manage sudden wealth with a grace they will never possess. Chosen one, let us rip the mask from the lie right now. Sudden wealth is not just digits in your account or shiny objects to display online. It is a test, an X-ray of the soul that will reveal everything your enemies hoped you would never face. They laughed during your struggles. They mocked when you counted pennies. They believed poverty would keep you on their level. But the universe had different plans, and the gut punch for them is watching you not only rise, but rise with discipline, with self-control, with a power they cannot touch. Now imagine this for a moment. The exact same people who celebrated when you were rejected are going to watch you suddenly receive what they could never purchase. No matter how hard they attempt, they will choke on the irony when they see you enter rooms they have begged to access. And there you are, calm, steady, unstoppable. They will mutter that you were lucky, but you will know the truth. You were strengthened in the fire they tried to throw you into. That is the distinction. They performed for the crowd. You trained in silence. And let us be completely honest here. Sudden wealth does not just hand you luxury, it hands you a mirror. It will enlarge your hidden motives, your insecurities, and your unhealed pain. It will test if you are a slave to approval or a master of restraint. Think about it. When you were broke, you had few choices. Every dollar was accounted for. Every action required patience. But when the options increase, so do the temptations. That is where most people fall apart. They believe money fixes weakness, but money only exposes it. And your enemies, they are praying that wealth will corrupt you the way it corrupted them. They are desperate to see you drown in the same distractions they did. But chosen one, that is not your story. Here is a difficult fact. Over 70% of sudden wealth recipients, lottery winners, athletes, even business owners end up bankrupt within a few years. Why? Because they were never prepared to carry what they received. They thought money would fill the emptiness. Instead, it widened the emptiness until it consumed them completely. But your journey has been different. You have been trained in delay. While others were hurrying ahead, you were learning patience. While they were showing off, you were being refined. That is why your sudden wealth is not just a blessing. It is proof. Proof that you survived the test of scarcity so you can be trusted with the test of plenty. And let us address the thought that sneaks in. Why did it take so long? Why did I have to suffer first? Because suffering was the classroom that built your strength. Delay was divine training. Every night you went to bed anxious about bills. Every time you made the last dollar stretch, every moment you prayed for provision, those were not wasted. They were carving discipline into your character. The wealth was always coming, but you had to be built strong enough to carry it without it destroying you. Because wealth in the hands of a broken person does not heal, it ruins. Now picture this. Wealth lands in your lap tomorrow. What do? Do you waste it on flashy distractions to make a point to people who secretly want you to fail? Or do you weaponize it, financing your vision, protecting your peace, securing your legacy? That is the judgment sudden wealth brings. It is not about what you possess. It is about who you become with it. Your enemies want you reckless. They want to see you perform for applause, to watch you fall into the same traps they set for themselves. But chosen one, you are built differently. You have been trained to see money as a tool, not a trophy. Let us reverse the question. What if wealth is not just for you? What if it is a tool to expose them? Think about it. Nothing reveals jealousy faster than success. Nothing reveals weakness faster than watching someone you underestimated win without excuse. That is why sudden wealth is warfare. It does not just test you, it tests everyone around you. False friends will show their true nature. Opportunists will gather. Enemies will choke on their pride. But none of it can unsettle you because you were trained to stand firm before you were permitted to rise. True power is not found in having wealth. It is in being unshaken when wealth tries to test you. That is what separates you from them. The same abundance that will destroy them will strengthen you because you know where your identity originates. You do not need validation. You do not need approval. You do not need the applause. You have already been marked as chosen. And let us be clear, this test is brutal. And that is why it terrifies your enemies, because they know that once you pass it, you become untouchable. Sudden wealth will ask you difficult questions. What do you love more, people or performance? Do you crave power or purpose? Do you use your wealth to show off or to fund? Every answer you provide is proof of your growth. And chosen one, the fact that you have endured what you endured is the universe's way of stating you are ready. So when the money arrives, and it will, do not see it as a reward. See it as a mirror. See it as a sword. See it as the loudest "I told you so" without ever speaking a word. Let your enemies watch as the very blessing they swore you would never touch becomes the weapon that silences their mockery. Because sudden wealth is not the conclusion of your story. It is the start of their exposure. And when the world asks, why you? Why now? You will have the simplest, most devastating answer. Because I was ready and you were not. Number 2, money does not transform you. It amplifies who you already are. Wealth does not create demons. It hands them a microphone and forces the entire world to listen to them. Chosen one, let us tear away the fantasy right now. People love to say, when I get money, I will finally be happy. I will finally be respected. I will finally be complete. That is the biggest lie poverty ever whispered into people's ears. Money does not rewrite your character. It does not give you new values. It does not erase your wounds. What it does is far more brutal. It exposes. It magnifies. It amplifies what has been buried inside of you all along. And for your enemies, that is their curse. Because when the wealth enters their life, it shows the greed, the envy, the arrogance they tried to conceal. But when it hits yours, chosen one, it will reveal the discipline, the purity, the resilience they could never imitate. Now imagine this. Someone bitter, angry, and envious suddenly comes into money. What happens? They do not become generous. They become reckless. They buy things they cannot afford to impress people who do not care. They use money like a sword to cut down others instead of like a tool to build. Wealth did not change them. It simply turned up the volume on the bitterness that was already there. But imagine you, chosen one, finally stepping into abundance. Your patience, your strength, your ability to survive lack, it all gets amplified. Instead of drowning in distractions, you will be directing destiny. That is the difference. Money is not a makeover. It is a mirror. And mirrors do not lie. They just reflect what you refuse to face. Think about this for a moment. When you were broke, you still had character. You had dreams, values, flaws, and habits. But no one could truly see them because you did not have the resources to act them out on a bigger stage. Money is like a spotlight. It does not change the performance. It just makes it visible to a larger audience. If you were insecure when you had nothing, sudden wealth will have you chasing the approval of strangers. If you were prideful in private, wealth will broadcast that pride across nations. And if you were power-hungry before, sudden wealth will turn you into a tyrant. That is why chosen ones go through the fire of delay, because the universe refuses to give you a platform until you have mastered your script. Here is a question you might be asking. Why did I have to wait so long? Why was my season of lack so prolonged? Because lack was your training ground. Scarcity was not punishment, it was preparation. If you cannot be faithful with little, you will never be trusted with more. Every time you stretched $1, every time you made a sacrifice, every time you fought temptation in silence, you were proving that money would not master you. You would master it. And your enemies hate this, because while they wasted their small beginnings, you learned stewardship in the shadows. Now when sudden wealth hits, you will use it to build, not to boast. Wealth is not a cure, it is a magnifying glass. It makes your habits bigger, your wounds louder, and your spirit undeniable. Imagine someone saying, once I am rich, I will finally be disciplined. No. Chosen one. Discipline does not come from wealth. Wealth comes from discipline. Imagine another saying, money will fix my unhappiness. No, money is a flashlight. It shines on the emptiness, the loneliness, the addiction you tried to hide when you were broke. The reason so many crumble under sudden wealth is because they mistook it for medicine. But wealth is not medicine. It is exposure, and that is why you were refined before you were rewarded. You were forced to deal with your wounds in the dark so that when the spotlight comes, you will not fall apart in front of the crowd. Now picture yourself walking into sudden abundance. Enemies are watching, expecting you to collapse under the weight. They are waiting for the slip, the scandal, the downfall. But instead, they see you steady. They see you wise. They see you generous but not gullible, confident but not arrogant. And that is the gut punch they cannot recover from, because money corrupted them, but it crowned you. The difference between the chosen and the careless is simple. Wealth destroys the unprepared, but it defines the disciplined. Let me answer another thought you might have. What if I mess it up? What if sudden wealth overwhelms me? Chosen one, look at your history. Look at the years of scarcity you endured. Look at the seasons you survived without help, without applause, without abundance. If you were faithful then, what makes you think you will suddenly lose your footing now? The delay was not wasted time. It was proof of your ability to carry weight. Sudden wealth will not overwhelm you. It will simply reveal the strength you already built in silence. And here is the brutal truth your enemies hate most. Money is neutral. It does not have a conscience. It does not choose sides. It simply magnifies. That is why their lives look chaotic, even when they get resources, because the chaos was already inside them. But you have been molded, refined, purified. And when money hits your life, it will make your wisdom louder than your wealth. That is the part they cannot stand. They can match your spending, but they cannot match your peace. They can copy your style, but they cannot copy your substance. So do not fall into the trap of thinking wealth will fix what is broken. It will not. It will reveal it. And chosen one, that is your advantage. You did not wait all these years to collapse under pressure. You waited so you could rise above it. When sudden wealth comes, it will not just prove that you have been chosen. It will prove that you have been prepared. And every enemy, every doubter, every mocker will have no choice but to watch you live out the very discipline they lacked. Because in the end, money does not change you. It amplifies you, and the fact that you are still standing after everything you have endured is the loudest evidence of all. You are ready. Number 3, delay was not denial. It was divine camouflage. What your enemies call delay, heaven calls disguise. Because if wealth had hit too soon, it would have exposed you to wolves dressed as friends. Chosen one, let us strip away the illusion. Delay was never about punishment. It was about protection. Most people confuse waiting with rejection. But for you, the pause was camouflage. You were not being ignored. You were being hidden until the stage was safe enough for you to walk on without being devoured. Imagine this. If sudden wealth had landed in your hands years ago, you would have poured it straight into leaking cups. You would have financed fake loyalty, fed opportunists, and mistaken history for true connection. The universe knew you were not ready, not because you lacked worth, but because those around you lacked integrity. Wealth does not just attract luxury, it attracts leeches. It does not just bring comfort, it brings competitors. The moment abundance shows up, masks fall off. Friends you thought were safe suddenly reveal their envy. Supporters who once clapped quietly morph into manipulators trying to guilt you or control you. That is why time was allowed to do the separating. Betrayal became your teacher. Silence became your shield. You had to learn to see the difference between someone clapping for your success and someone waiting to eat from it. Delay is the filter that removes the counterfeit from your circle before the blessing arrives. Think about it. Why did certain people leave? Why did doors close when you begged for them to stay open? Because if they were still with you when the wealth hit, they would have drained you dry. Solitude was not a curse. It was surgery. People were cut away not because you were not valuable, but because they were not trustworthy. That is why betrayal stung so deeply. It was part of the pruning. Without it, you would still be dragging liabilities into your legacy. And let us address the question you may be wrestling with. Why me? Why so much silence? Because chosen ones do not just receive money. They are entrusted with generational influence. And influence cannot be placed into reckless hands. Not even yours from a few years back. You were not mature enough then to recognize manipulation. You were not guarded enough to protect your own peace. Now you are. So when the wealth finally lands, look around carefully. The ones still standing are the ones who never needed your resources to validate your value. That is the proof that delay was not cruelty. It was shielding. It was divine camouflage to make sure when you shine safely. Number 4. Wealth is not for flexing. It is ammunition for destiny. The loudest flex is not a luxury car. It is building something so unshakable that your enemies choke every time they realize they cannot tear it down. Chosen one. The wealth that is coming to you is not a random stroke of luck or a shiny prize for show. It is divine strategy. Comfort is not the mission. Calling is. This financial breakthrough will not be given. So you can post vacation selfies, drape yourself in labels, or silence doubters with surface-level stunts. That is small thinking, and chosen ones were never called to small assignments. What is coming is sacred currency, fuel for impact, not decoration for ego. Now imagine this. A person wins money today with no vision, no discipline, no purpose. Within months it is gone. Burned on distractions, wasted on validation, poured into shallow performances that left nothing behind. That is the curse of wealth without assignment. But you are being equipped to flip resources into revolutions, blessings into blueprints, and money into movements. You are not just going to live well, you are going to build well. And every brick you lay will outlive your haters' insults. Chosen ones do not collect wealth. They weaponize it to answer prayers the world has forgotten to pray. Think about the delay you have endured. You cried, you begged, you wondered why it took so long. But that pause was training. You were not just being prepared to receive, you were being forged to handle. If sudden wealth had landed in your life before you understood purpose, you would have wasted it proving yourself to people who never mattered. Now you know better. Wealth in the wrong hands creates debt. Wealth in the right hands creates destiny. And maybe you are asking, why me? Why now? Because where you are headed, you will need more than faith. You will need firepower. Finances are not just about comfort. They are about capacity. They will fund visions too heavy for mere words. They will build shelters for the broken, platforms for the silenced, solutions for the problems no one else wants to touch. This is not your season to stunt. It is your season to construct, to lift the overlooked, to sponsor the unheard, to answer prayers whispered in despair by people who have nothing to give you in return. And when that wealth falls into your hands, it will not just look like money, it will look like evidence. Evidence that heaven searched the earth and said, this one can be trusted. Number 5, you are under surveillance by gatekeepers of wealth. The most dangerous stage is not when enemies mock you. It is when powerful eyes watch in silence to see if you can be trusted with more. Chosen one right now without you even realizing it. You are under observation. But this time it is not your enemies plotting. It is gatekeepers studying. These are people with the power to open doors that money alone could never buy. Investors, bankers, business leaders, silent benefactors, even divine allies you have not yet crossed paths with. They are all watching how you move when you think nobody notices. Now imagine this for a moment. 2 people stand side by side. One flashes every dollar they touch, chasing applause and trying to look important. The other quietly builds, stacking consistency, discipline, and purpose without seeking validation. Which one do you think the gatekeepers trust? They have seen charm 1,000 times. They have seen raw talent burn out fast. What they rarely see is spiritual maturity fused with financial humility. That is why you stand out, chosen one. You are not just talented, you are tested. Money does not chase noise. It follows discipline, and discipline is what makes silent gatekeepers take notice. And maybe you are asking yourself, why have I not been rewarded yet? Why do I feel unseen? Because this season is not about applause. It is about examination. They are not impressed with flash. They are watching your patience. They are studying your integrity. They want to know if you are still ethical when the cameras are off. Do you keep building when no one claps? Do you stay generous when it costs you something? Do you carry vision or just chase trends? Every answer you give in silence is writing your testimony louder than any words ever could. Understand this. Money is not waiting on your enemies. It is not waiting on luck. It is waiting on your readiness. The right eyes are closer than you think, and they are taking notes. Some are positioned to fund you. Others are tied into systems that can accelerate your vision. And some are being nudged spiritually, compelled to align with you, not because you begged, but because you have proven faithful in the shadows. While others performed, you prepared. While they sought attention, you built foundation. And that is why your name will rise without you forcing it. So stay excellent, chosen one. Keep showing up with consistency, with dignity, with discipline. Because when the gatekeepers finally move, it will look sudden to everyone else. But you will know it was earned in silence, in integrity, in faith. And that is why you will be trusted with wealth others only dream about. Number 6, your wealth will expose the wounds they never healed. The moment you rise, their jealousy will scream louder than their applause because your success is the mirror they cannot stand to look into. Chosen one, understand this truth. Sudden wealth does not just put a blessing in your hand. It puts a spotlight on their wounds. The same people who laughed when you struggled, who mocked your efforts behind closed doors, who swore you would never outgrow the shadows. They are the ones who will choke hardest when you rise. Why? Because in their minds you were supposed to stay beneath them. You were supposed to be the underdog forever, the one they could measure themselves against to feel superior. But when elevation flips the script, it shakes the control they thought they had over the story. Now imagine this for a moment. Someone who once pied, you sees you walking into places they could not buy their way into. They scroll through your progress in disbelief, searching for cracks to comfort themselves. They whisper, it is luck, it is cheating, it will not last. But deep down, what eats them alive is knowing your breakthrough did not come through shortcuts. It came through nights they slept while you sacrificed, through seasons they wasted while you trained, through choices they avoided while you endured. That truth is unbearable to an unhealed heart. Your wealth is not their problem. It is the reflection it forces them to face. And maybe you wonder, why cannot they just be happy for me? Because your rise exposes their excuses. It forces them to confront all the ways they settled, all the chances they ignored, all the growth they refused. Instead of seeing your success as progress, they see it as an indictment. Every step you take forward reminds them of their wasted years. Every level you climb screams at them that favor does not bend to their pride, their status, or their false superiority. Favor bows only to purpose, and you were chosen, so they will label it unfair. They will downplay the years of pain you endured. They will spread rumors that you schemed or compromised. But you do not need to defend yourself. Your life is the evidence. What they call luck, heaven calls legacy. What they call a fluke, time will reveal as discipline. What they call undeserved is proof you were preserved. The rise of the chosen is not robbery, it is revelation. And revelation hurts those still hiding from themselves. Let them talk, chosen one. Their gossip is proof the wealth worked. It exposed them. Your job is not to convince them. Your job is to keep building, because your glow does not need their approval. It already has purpose stamped all over it. Number 7, the price of wealth is the silence. It forces you to walk through. Elevation does not just take you higher. It strips the noise away until you hear who is real and who is only clapping for access. Chosen one. Sudden wealth comes with a hidden price tag. And it is not just taxes or responsibilities. It is isolation. Everybody glamorizes success, but few dare to admit the silence that follows it. The higher you climb, the quieter it gets. And here is the truth. You did not change. The people around you did. Money does not just fill your account. It exposes the expectations festering in people's hearts. Imagine this. You bless someone out of kindness, and instead of gratitude, it plants entitlement. They start to expect more. Someone else sees your abundance and tries to guilt you into sharing. Not out of need, but out of manipulation. Others twist the narrative, accusing you of forgetting your roots when in reality, you are just protecting your peace. That is the paradox. Wealth shifts relationships. Boundaries become betrayal in the eyes of those who only saw you as a resource, not as a soul. The louder your blessings get, the quieter your circle becomes. Because jealousy does not clap, it withdraws. People who once clapped for you may now compete with you. Those who once stood close may suddenly distance themselves, eaten alive by envy. Some will wear masks, pretending to celebrate while secretly hoping you fall. And this realization, it cuts deep. It makes you question every handshake, every smile, every promise. Suddenly, you do not just wonder who is with you, you wonder who is for you. And maybe you are asking yourself, why does it feel lonelier now than when I had nothing? Because lack attracts company, but abundance demands clarity. The loneliness you feel is not punishment, it is protection. Some people are only assigned to your survival season. If they had gained access to your abundance, they would have drained you dry. That is why your circle shrank. That is why conversation shifted. It was not rejection, it was refinement. The throne is not crowded for a reason, because royalty does not walk in packs, it walks in purpose. Chosen one. If you are rooted in purpose, the silence will not suffocate you. It will shape you. Isolation becomes insulation, sharpening your discernment and fortifying your spirit. Because the truth is simple, not everyone can walk with royalty. Some are only meant to watch from a distance. And when they do, your glow will remind them that solitude was never your downfall. It was your crown. Number 8, beware the golden handcuffs. Not every deal is divine. The enemy does not come waving red flags. He comes offering contracts with golden pens, knowing once you sign, the chains will not even rattle. Chosen one, sudden wealth is a magnet. It pulls blessings, but it also pulls traps. The most dangerous offers will not come looking like scams. They will come dressed in opportunity. They will arrive polished, professional, wrapped in once-in-a-lifetime language. Partnerships, investments, collaborations. On paper, they will look perfect, but not every investor is heaven-sent. Some are hell-signed. Now imagine this. You are handed a contract that promises fast success, massive exposure, and guaranteed returns. The numbers dazzle. The presentation sparkles. Everything looks airtight. But what you cannot see on the surface is the rot underneath. The hidden agenda, the compromise buried in fine print, the slow erosion of your freedom. By the time you realize it, you are no longer building your vision. You are fueling theirs. That is not business. Chosen one. That is bondage. Every counterfeit blessing comes wrapped in opportunity, but the price tag is your integrity. The enemy is strategic. He knows he cannot block what is coming for you. So instead he tries to contaminate it. He sends people who mirror your language, echo your vision, even stroke your ego. They will look like allies, but operate like assassins. They will not show you chains, only handshakes. But once you agree, it will not be lawyers who can free you. It will take spiritual deliverance, because these are not just business deals. They are contracts designed to drain your mission of its purity. And maybe you are asking yourself, how do I know which offers are safe? The answer, discernment. Numbers alone will not guide you. You must look beyond the surface. Who is funding it? What spirit are they tied to? What is the real cost 10 years from now? Some partners will fund you publicly but strip you privately. Some platforms will boost your name but silence your message. If the deal requires you to shrink your purpose or compromise your calling, it is not opportunity, it is entrapment. A real blessing does not demand your soul. It multiplies your mission. This is why you must guard your wealth like a fortress. Pray before you sign. Test the spirit behind the offer. Do not be afraid to walk away from what looks shiny but feels wrong, because wealth with bondage is not blessing. It is slavery in disguise. And chosen one, you were not prepared all these years just to be bought out by the very darkness you were born to defeat. Number 9. The first million is not a trophy. It is the trumpet of war. Your first million is not applause. It is an alarm bell that tells every hidden enemy they have crossed the line we swore they would never cross. Chosen one. Most people fantasize about that first million like it is a finish line, as if the struggle ends the moment their account balance hits 7 digits. But for you, it is not an ending. It is a doorway. That first breakthrough does not mean you have escaped the fight. It means you have stepped into a bigger one, because wealth does not just buy freedom. It paints a target on your back. When you were broke, people overlooked you. You were underestimated, ignored, dismissed. But the moment those zeros appear, masks start slipping. Suddenly you are visible. Suddenly people who once doubted you are circling back, smiling with hidden agendas. And that is when the real warfare begins. The higher your account climbs, the sharper the knives get. You will face legal warfare, audits designed to trip you, lawsuits engineered to drain you, contracts laced with traps. You will face financial warfare, shady advisors in expensive suits, unexpected losses that smell like setups, opportunities that look divine, but lead to dead ends. And then perhaps the heaviest of all, ancestral warfare. The spirits assigned to keep your bloodline chained to poverty, addiction, and cycles of failure will rise up in fury because you broke the curse. You are the one who crossed the forbidden line. And that kind of move rattles more than people. It rattles principalities. So do not be deceived. That first million is not a soft pillow to rest on. It is a battle cry. It is heaven declaring this one is ready for war. Every conversation now carries weight. Every handshake now has hidden meaning. Not everyone clapping for you wants you to keep winning. Some just want to get close enough to drain you. That is why discernment must sharpen like steel. And maybe you are asking, so how do I survive this level? By being ready. Ready to protect what you have built. Ready to say no even when saying yes would bring comfort. Ready to walk away from anything that threatens your peace, your vision, your legacy. Because you did not just get rich, you got noticed. And with visibility comes warfare. The first million is not proof that the battle is over. It is proof that you were chosen to fight on a higher battlefield. But here is the encouragement. While the money is not the real blessing, the fight is the strength you will gain, the strategy you will master, the clarity you will develop. That is the true inheritance, and no lawsuit, no betrayal, no generational curse can rob you of that. Number 10, you are being positioned to outgive kingdoms, not compete with crowds. The enemy wants you to think wealth is about flexing on your peers, but heaven set you up to outgive entire nations. Chosen one, this next level is not about outshining anyone. It is about outranking the darkness that has kept generations in chains. Most people chase wealth for competition, for status, for validation. But you were not chosen for competition. You were chosen for commission. You are being raised to become a distribution center, a living pipeline of divine resources. Money will not just stop with you. It will flow through you, multiplying into movements, revivals, and legacies that echo far beyond your name. Now imagine this. A government with all its power can pour billions into a cause, yet still miss the one soul who was praying in silence. But you Your one act of generosity can spark a movement, light a fire, and rewrite a bloodline. That is the kind of reach you are being positioned for. Your wealth will not just build mansions. It will rebuild broken communities. It will rescue hidden talent. It will fund under-resourced voices. It will dismantle systems designed to keep people bound. This is not about status, it is about reach. The heaviest warfare comes before the heaviest responsibility. Because hell knows your generosity will undo what it worked for centuries to build. That is why you felt such weight. That is why the warfare has been relentless. Because you are not preparing to walk into a small blessing. You are preparing to carry a global assignment. Your generosity will not just hand out aid. It will spark revolutions. It will launch visions buried by poverty. It will shift generations from survival into destiny. And hell hates that. And maybe you are wondering, why me? Why this much pressure? Because heaven trusts you not to hoard. Heaven trusts you not to waste it on revenge. Heaven trusts you to heal what has been broken for far too long. You are being set up to give on a level most people cannot even dream of earning. That is not punishment. It is honor. Your wealth is not proof of who you outpaced. It is proof of who you were sent to uplift. So when the floodgates open, do not think small. Do not think status. Think strategy. Think legacy. Think nations. Because chosen one, your wealth will not just be counted in dollars. It will be measured in souls lifted, bloodlines rewritten, and destinies restored. Number 11. Wealth will drag ghosts from your past and demand you forgive without closure. The cruelest trick of success is this. The same mouths that spit on you in struggle will smile at you in wealth, pretending history never happened. Chosen one, sudden wealth does not just pull new opportunities into your life. It drags old ghosts out of the shadows. People who mocked you when you had nothing, who betrayed you in your weakest moments, who dismissed you when the crowd was not watching. They will reappear. Some will come with fake smiles, dripping in hypocrisy. Others will arrive with silent competition in their eyes, secretly hoping to outshine you. And the boldest of them all will act like nothing ever happened, as if their betrayal did not scar you, as if their words did not bruise your soul. Now imagine this. You are standing in your abundance and someone who once laughed at your pain suddenly hugs you like family. No apology, no accountability, just audacity. Some will even try to rewrite your story, taking credit for your growth, claiming they always believed in you. And in those moments, your ego will whisper, flex. Show them who you are now. Make them feel it. But here is the brutal truth. Revenge is too cheap for royalty. You were not chosen to flex on the past. You were chosen to transcend it. Forgiveness is not weakness. It is the wealthiest form of strength because it frees you from debts no money can pay. And maybe you are asking yourself, why should I forgive someone who never gave me closure? Because closure is a luxury you may never get. Some people will never say sorry. Some will never admit the damage they caused. And if you wait on them to validate your healing, you will stay hostage to resentment. Forgiveness is not about letting them off the hook. It is about unhooking yourself from the bitterness that chains your spirit. Wealth gives you choices, and one of the greatest choices you will ever face is this: punish or release, clap back or walk past, prove them wrong or live so right that proving becomes unnecessary. True healing is not measured by who you destroy. It is measured by who you no longer need to respond to. That is real maturity. Peace is the real flex. Forgiveness is the crown. You do not have to restore every connection. You do not have to welcome everyone back. But you do have to release the poison of bitterness. Because wealth does not just test your bank account. It tests your heart. And if you can carry millions but not carry peace, then you are still bankrupt where it matters most. Number 12. Wealth will whisper, "You do not belong here." But that voice is a lie. The cruelest battle is not fought with enemies outside. It is fought with the whisper inside that says, "You are not worthy of what you already bled for." Chosen one, sudden wealth has a way of shaking loose insecurities you thought were buried. It is one thing to pray, to believe, to grind in the shadows for the blessing, but it is another to finally hold it in your hands. And when you do, a quiet voice may creep in asking, "Are you sure this is for you?" Maybe this was a mistake. That whisper will not sound like fear. It will sound like humility. But do not be deceived. It is not humility. It is residue. It is the leftover weight of all the years you were overlooked, underestimated, and pushed aside. Now imagine this. You are standing in abundance, but your mind is still stuck in survival. You check your account, see the commas, yet feel the same fear of running out. You walk into rooms your sacrifice earned, but you shrink like an outsider waiting to be exposed. You might even feel guilty for having more, while others still struggle as if your rise is somehow robbery. That is how imposter syndrome works. It drags your spirit back into cages you already broke free from. Imposter syndrome is the ghost of your old life trying to convince you that the throne you built is borrowed. And maybe you ask yourself, did I really earn this? Am I strong enough to keep it? The truth, your preparation was not loud, but it was legitimate. While others were flashing their grind, you were doing the inner work, healing scars, sharpening your mind, disciplining your spirit. You were not just waiting, you were becoming. And that means you did not stumble into this. You were sculpted for this. You were not randomly selected, you were appointed. Imposter syndrome will try to sell you the lie that this was luck, that one mistake will strip it all away. But heaven does not hand out generational assignments by accident. Every trial, every betrayal, every hidden season was the curriculum that trained you. You did not skip steps. You survived them. That is why this wealth landed in your hands, not theirs. You are not an imposter. You are the evidence that preparation in silence always roars the loudest in public. So stand tall. Own it. Not with arrogance, but with authority. You are not here to impress. You are here to answer a call. You are not an accident. You are the answer. And chosen one. Do not you ever forget. The throne fits because it was carved for you. Number 13. Your value was hidden until manipulation lost its grip. The system could not steal your crown, so it tried to convince you you did not have one. Chosen one, there is a reason your rise took time. There is a reason doors stayed shut, platforms stayed silent, and your brilliance seemed ignored. Your gifts were not overlooked, they were hidden. You were not delayed as punishment. You were camouflaged for protection, because if your worth had been revealed too soon, the wrong hands would have seized it. The system would have twisted your purity for profit, pimped your gifts for their gain, and bound your destiny with golden chains. Now imagine this, a rare diamond pulled from the earth too early. It would be cut, sold, and passed around, never realizing its true brilliance. But when a diamond is preserved, refined, and revealed in the right time, it is priceless. That was you. While you mistook the silence as rejection, heaven was keeping you out of rooms that would have used you but never valued you. Delay was not denial. It was divine camouflage. And maybe you have asked yourself, why did it take so long? Why was I not seen when others were? The truth, you were being shielded, protected from circles that only clap when they control. Preserved from systems that would have cashed in on your naivety. Hidden until you healed enough to resist manipulation, until you grew strong enough to walk away from shiny traps. The waiting was not wasted, it was weaponized. Now the timing has shifted. The same systems that once ignored you will be forced to acknowledge you. But this time, they cannot buy you. You are no longer for sale. You have been stripped of the need to please, refined past the hunger for validation, and trained to recognize the stench of counterfeit favor. That is why this wealth is different. It is not falling into desperate hands. It is falling into disciplined hands, not greedy hands, but trusted ones. Hands that cannot be bribed, bought, or broken. When wealth lands in the wrong hands, it becomes a leash. But when it lands in yours, it becomes liberation. This abundance will not slip away because it is not luck, it is alignment, it is not hype, it is heritage. And that is why it is irreversible. What is about to unfold is not just money. It is a declaration, a warning shot to the system. This one cannot be owned.